You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
Gary Parrish speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum. We're in downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. Well, Daddy lost most everything on horse, whiskey, and wedding ring. And I hope you weren't too concerned about the University of Memphis football team's first road game of the season because it went well. They were favored by 14.5. They won it by more than that. Ryan Silverfield's program is now 2-0 on the season. Still projected to be favored in every American Athletic Conference game this season. And that's interesting because one of those games is going to be against USF. And USF just got a big victory this weekend over Florida and is now projected to make, at least by some, the 12-team college football playoff. The path is right in front of us, Big Bet Bennett. We just got to walk it down. We got to walk it down. I'll walk you through it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, about 20 minutes, Michael Eaves is going to join me. He, of course, hosts Sports Center, among other things, for ESPN. Talk to him about a number of different things, including last night's incredible Sunday night football game between the Bills and the Ravens. Some people are calling it one of the best season openers of all time. I'll get Michael Eaves' thoughts on that and other NFL stuff. We're going to do it in the next segment. Finish talking to him, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we'll discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, the Titans are 0-1 after Sunday's season opening loss up in Denver. Final score was 20-12. I'm going to get Bennett's thoughts on Cam Ward's debut. We'll do that in about 40 minutes. Angel Reese, she missed the second half of Chicago's game this weekend after being suspended by the team for the first half. Officially, it was explained as a back injury. We'll see if Bennett's buying that. We'll do that in just a bit. Howard Stern returned to Sirius XM this morning for the first time in a while and addressed speculation about his possible retirement. I'll tell you what he said if you care. We'll do that a little later on in the show. Carlos Alcaraz won the U.S. Open yesterday. He did it in New York City. Nowhere else to do it. That's where they play it. Possible future GOAT growing up right before our eyes. I'll give you his updated career numbers. We'll do that in the third segment. In the 2025 MTV VMAs were held last night in New York. They were on CBS for the first time in VMA history. Big Glow was in attendance. She performed, presented an award. We'll discuss the VMAs better than most old men can, I think, during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. And then we'll eventually do GP's carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with college football because it was another interesting weekend in college football, even if the schedule didn't provide us with a lot of compelling matchups on paper. Let's start the conversation with Ryan Silverfield's Tigers. Okay. Big Bet Bennett, you repeatedly said in recent weeks that you were concerned about the Tigers' non-league game at Georgia State. I, on the other hand, have repeatedly said I was not concerned. I love the Sun Belt. I respect it. But I'm not going to spend my life worrying about Sun Belt programs. Like, I'm just going to hold myself to a higher standard. So I did not share your concerns. And I can admit that on Saturday it was a less than ideal start. The Tigers were down, I guess, 16-14 late in the second quarter, but a 55-yard field goal at the horn gave them a 17-16 lead at the half, and then they outscored Georgia State 21-0 in the second half to win 38-16 on the road and improve to 2-0 heading into Saturday's game at Troy. Before we look ahead to Troy, let me ask you this one question.
Yep.
Do you carry any shame after publicly showing concern about the Tigers game in Atlanta this weekend? You acted like they were going to Atlanta to play like the SEC championship game or something. In reality, it was just a game against Georgia State. They were favored by 14.5. They won it by 22. There were really no issues for Ryan Silverfield's Tigers. Our goal of an undefeated season remains very much alive. Do you carry any shame with you?
No, because they were actually in a competitive game until Georgia State's quarterback got hurt and left the game. So I do not carry any shame. Also, speaking of Sunbelt teams, they're only 5.5-point favorites on the road at Troy this weekend. So the nervousness,
scared again already.
The nervousness
already scared again.
Stands to reason. That was listen. They handled a bad team on Saturday, and I'm glad. It was a little weird early on, but again, their quarterback got hurt, and the Tigers took advantage of that and won the game pretty handily. Which, in fairness, they probably would have won pretty handily, regardless of if Georgia State's quarterback gets hurt or not.
Are you making excuses for Georgia State?
I'm just saying, dude. I told you
you're making excuses.
No, I told you, and I told JB last week. Like this schedule made me nervous, and I hope that they never schedule like this again with these back-to-back road games against Sunbelt teams.
I'll certainly co-sign that. I'll certainly co-sign that because every once in a while I'll bump into somebody and they'll be like, "GP, why are the Tigers playing back-to-back road games against Sunbelt teams?" And I say, I don't have a great answer for you.
I don't know.
I don't have a great answer for you. Scheduling can be complicated. I think we all can acknowledge that, particularly for a Memphis football program that is better than its league affiliation, better than perhaps its name recognition.
Yeah.
It's a Memphis football program that wins a lot of games every year, that goes to bowl games every year, that often wins those bowl games, that finish in the top 25 in the AP poll last season. And you saw just late last week, as predicted, as we had assumed would be the case, Arkansas pushed that game next season down the road a little bit.
Yep.
Because of the SEC being forced to play 9 league games going forward starting next season. So we can all acknowledge scheduling is difficult.
Yes.
I don't like going to Georgia State and Troy in back-to-back weekends.
I do not at all. Especially considering Troy was in a game with Clemson this weekend. Like
yes.
they were beating them in the first half, and then fell apart at the end because it's Troy at Clemson.
Right.
So that's what's going to happen. But
usually
that's not a bad team you're going to play this weekend.
Just for the sake of the show, I'm going to continue to show little concern about Troy, the same way I showed little concern about Georgia State.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to keep both feet firmly planted in this. I'm not going to worry about these types of things.
Yeah.
But I am aware they're only a 5.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
And I am aware that, Troy ain't bad.
No. Again, it's kind of the same to what I said last week. There's going to be a point in this season where Brendan Lewis is going to have to make throws. to win a football game.
Man, I hope not.
He didn't have to. Again, he didn't have to. And look, their running game is really good. I mean, we've seen it 2 weeks in a row. It looks like the run game is going to be really, really good for the Tigers this year, which is something that hadn't necessarily been the case as much over the past couple seasons. But I think it's something that they're going to be able to hang their hat on this season. So that's a really good positive, I think.
It was a nice victory.
Yep.
Yes, you can provide the context and explain how they held an opposing offense to 0 points in the second half. But still, 2-0, you remain undefeated. Not every program in America, even the good ones, can say that right now.
Right.
That they still have a 0 in the loss column. So far, so good. And there was good news elsewhere in the American this weekend as well. Final score, South Florida 18. Number 13, Florida 16. That happened down in Gainesville. And this is actually a great development for the Tigers as well. We'll get to that in a second. First, let's offer our condolences to Billy Napier. His seat's never been hotter than it is right now. Woo.
Yeah, I wonder if he just lost this weekend to the guy that's going to replace him. And Alex Golish.
Perhaps.
I mean, did you see the video of the USF assistants run? So
yeah.
Because I guess how it's set up, they're going they go through the same tunnel, and so the floor,
I've done that a million times.
Yeah.
You end up in an elevator. It's like they would call it the 7-minute elevator.
Yeah.
They say a 7-minute elevator, and it's 7 minutes left in the game. If you need to get down, you can go now. If you're media, they'll hold the elevators for you. But if you want to wait till after the game, then you're kind of on your own. But we'll figure it out. And so some people wait till after the game, but that's when the coaches go down. And you often, I don't know about often, but you sometimes, I have lived this life. You look up and you are in an elevator with the offensive coordinator who's been calling plays for the past 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
So
and so it's literally the Florida coaches are in blue walking down one side of the hallway
tough.
like this, and then you got the USF coaches let's go, right next to him, and they got to see that. I was like, damn, that's a tough spot to be in after losing a game like that.
Ew, it's
but man, shout out to USF. That was I don't want to say I called it, but I kind of called it.
Bennett kind of called
it.
Bennett wants the record to reflect that he kind of called USF's upset of Florida. Billy Napier now 20-20, 2 games into year 4 at Florida. 20-20, never finished better than tied for 4th in the SEC. 0, obviously, SEC title game appearances. Only 1 bowl win. That was last December over Tulane in the Gasparilla Bowl.
Yeah, which bought a little. It bought a little grace until this season started.
Until yesterday.
Yeah, right,
until 2 days ago. It bought some grace until 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Because now he's coming off of a loss to USF at home. He's probably going to, Billy Napier, be a nice coordinator somewhere next season. Either way, big win for the American. USF, like Memphis, now 2-0. But 2-0 with wins over Boise State. That was an upset. And Florida. 2-0, still in the season. Both wins coming as an underdog. And according to Bud Elliott, CBS Sports, Cover 3 podcast, the USF Bulls are now the favorite to be the 5th highest ranked conference champion and make the 12-team college football playoff. Right now, based on those projections, USF, according to Bud Elliott, would play at LSU in a first-round game of the college football playoff. But that's not my point. My point is that we could very easily, Bennett, take USF, pull their name off that board, and throw Memphis right in the place of them. Because if Memphis can win every league game, which is what it is projected to do right now, some of it based on where the games will be played, and then win the American Athletic Conference championship game, which it would be projected to do if it won every regular season game in the league, which it is projected to do, the Tigers then would, based on these projections, be the 5th highest ranked, at least, conference champion and play in the 12-team college football playoff. It really is right in front of us. And I promise, or at least I think I can promise, we're not going to do this every single Monday. But I like thinking about stuff like this.
Oh, I do too. I mean, the biggest thing I like thinking of is the potential to have massive games here in Memphis this season.
Yes.
That's the most exciting thing.
Because when the schedule comes out, we look at it and we go, well, Arkansas, I mean,
That's great.
We're
all excited about that one.
It's always cool when the Razorbacks cross the bridge and come over to Memphis. So we could get excited about that. But what else are we excited about? Season opener against Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Let's just go out there and have a good time.
Right.
But that's really all anybody was doing, was going out there to have a good time. Nobody was really I can't wait to see this football game. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure somebody was, but it wasn't me. I was just like, there's going to be a football game. I want to take my family and support my alma mater, and we'll have a good time while we're there. But the other stuff was just like, whatever. But now, October 25th, that is a game you look at, theoretically, and it could be huge. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Could be perhaps the biggest game, and I know we do this all the time because it's the biggest game since, but would that be if Memphis is somehow undefeated and USF is holding it together? That could be the biggest game of the Ryan Silverfield era, perhaps the biggest game played in that stadium since Mike Norvell was the head coach.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember exactly where SMU was ranked when we had game day here and they came to town and the place was sold out. But it was obviously they were a ranked opponent coming in. It was a big deal. There's a chance USF could be ranked higher than they were in that game.
Sure.
USF could really. I don't think they're going to pass many of the teams in the SEC or the Big Ten or stuff like that. You get capped off at some point being an American team undefeated. You just do. But could they be top 15? Maybe.
Well, some of it will be tied to what Florida does going forward.
Yeah.
Does Florida win some big SEC games going forward? And it's and now Florida is 6-1 with the lone loss coming at home to USF, and USF is still undefeated. Well, then you can say, it's Florida 6-1 with victories over boom, boom, boom. That's a ranked team, but you got to have USF ahead of them because they won at Florida and they're still undefeated. So if Florida is now, ranked 17th in the country, and then USF's got to be better than that. And now you're sitting here October 25th, you got nationally ranked USF, maybe top 15, top 10 USF coming into Simmons Bank. And, oh, by the way, if Memphis was undefeated at that point, it's not crazy to think Memphis would be ranked as well.
Right.
The Tigers aren't getting much respect in the AP poll right now.
Sure, they haven't played anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to lie. But a win at Troy, after what Troy did this weekend, that moves the needle a little bit. And then it's possible that Troy's better than Arkansas, but it won't resonate like Arkansas. So you 4-0 victory over Arkansas, you start to get a little more attention. And then if you can get to that South Florida game and the South Florida's still holding it together, then, you get them in your own building, perhaps with a number next to your name, perhaps with a number next to their name. And that really could be not the end-all, be-all, but if you are on a path to the college football playoff, that's a massive game. There will be the Pete Thamels, the Ross Dellingers, all of the people who talk about college football heading into that weekend. Yeah, they'll be talking about the biggest Big Ten games and the biggest SEC games. But if South Florida and Memphis both hold this together till then, and I should be clear if I'm not, Memphis is favored to win every game on its schedule other than the Arkansas game, even when South Florida comes here. If Memphis is able to hold it together, even with the loss to Arkansas, just don't lose any of these other ones.
Right.
But especially with a win over Arkansas, then there will be people heading into that game going, this could be the winner. This could be what dictates who represents the American in the college football playoff. The winner of this one, this could determine who ultimately gets that 5th spot among conference champions in the college football playoff. Because if you can beat South Florida and then run through the rest of this thing, again, Memphis is favored to win every AAC game, according to MasseyRatings.com. If you do that, you host the American Athletic Conference Championship game. You do that at Simmons Bank against any of these teams. Even though Tulane and South Florida are both ahead of Memphis in the computers, Memphis would be favored over either of those teams inside Simmons Bank. Both those teams are on Memphis's regular season schedule. Both those games will be played here in Memphis. Memphis is projected to be favored in both of those. So right now, Memphis, I know the playoff brackets and those types of things are slotting South Florida there. But based on the schedules and where these games are going to be played, Memphis should technically, in the computers, be the favorite to win that league. And if you win that league, you're probably going to be in the college football playoff. This is not hyperbolic conversation. This is very realistic stuff. Long ways to go, but through 2 weeks of the season, both Memphis and elsewhere in the American, it's holding up pretty good.
It starts this weekend. Is it Troy, Alabama, or is that just the name of the school?
I think it is Troy, Alabama.
I think they're in Troy, Alabama.
I think Troy plays in Troy.
I've been through.
They're named after a person. It'd be like if you lived in William, Alabama.
I've been through
Henry,
Troy,
Alabama.
I've seen that campus.
Troy.
I'm familiar with Troy.
Sounds like somebody you should have grown up with.
Yeah.
In reality, it's a football team.
Yeah. Just don't slip up, guys. Come on.
This is not the time to slip up.
No, we got to handle business.
It's time to handle business.
Yeah.
Michael Eaves is up next.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis has, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. We're in the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. On Mondays in the second segment, I'm joined by Michael Eaves. He works for ESPN. You see him hosting SportsCenter, and he got put on awful announcing this weekend. And you never know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I click on it with trepidation sometimes, but in this case, it was a positive thing. It was you and your colleague, Nicole Briscoe, talking about the woman in Philadelphia. They're calling her the Phillies Karen, who went viral for taking a ball from a young boy after a Harrison Bader home run. I think I share the opinion with you. What's wrong with this woman? Why did she do that?
There's two things. One, she clearly has a very entitled outlook about herself. And number two, I don't think she's a real baseball fan. Because you are a baseball fan and you go to games, you know good and damn well, if you don't catch it to the ground, it is fair game.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. It looked like to me it almost hit her in the hands or hit her in the arms or something. She couldn't bring it in. It falls down, and then the guy races over and gets it. He wasn't the only guy going for the ball. He was just the one who actually got it, and he takes it over, gives it to his kid on his birthday, and what could have been a great moment for that father and son. Here comes Karen and that Karen haircut to say, that's my ball because it hit me first and you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. She was in the wrong place because she didn't know the rules, and she acted with such an entitled outlook of herself that it just it came with a lot of vitriol from people online. I think she deserved to be a little embarrassed by what she did. I'm not saying, she should lose her job and things of that nature, which kind of happens to people in certain situations like that. But she was wrong, and everyone knows it except her, probably.
How good is it that, she looked like she was dressed for the part? Like, she looked perfect for being that person. Like, if you were trying to cast a Karen, she
central casting.
She looks the part. It was unbelievable. And as somebody who has young children and who has taken them to baseball games and watched them walk out of there with a baseball, you can't measure how cool of a thing that is for a child. To take that away from a kid, any kid, I can almost understand an argument or a fight or whatever if it's Barry Bonds' record-setting home run, because that might be, we're talking about millions of dollars. But some Harrison Bader home run, it's just a baseball. This is how little baseball people care about baseballs. They just go into the stands all the time and you can just keep them. We don't care. We'll get a new one. It doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. To cause that scene, to rip that away from a child, there really is something missing there that you just don't, that normal people have that she does not have.
A total lack of awareness.
Yes.
What that lady did not have. Again, about the overall rules of balls into the stands and stadiums, but also once you got over there and then you saw what happened, why are you still feeling as if that ball is yours? And that would have been a better moment for everyone around than that kid getting that ball. It just doesn't make any sense because it's such a lack of awareness. And usually that is the one thing that triggers so much Karen behavior.
Yes.
They have a lack of awareness, and that, again, that feeling of entitlement kicks in, and we get what happened. And did you see the picture when she was holding the ball and looking at it, the look on her face? Even more so, that woman is Karen personified.
She is perfect. I'm with you. I'm not here calling for anybody to lose their job or whatever, but whatever jokes are made at her expense online, she deserves them all because she got that haircut on her own and then she went out in public like that.
That was a life choice.
That was a life choice. She's made her life choices. She can now deal with them. Let's talk college football for a minute. Arch Manning, after a rough debut, bounced back, whatever. Do you have a 2-week assessment of Arch Manning as a quarterback? It seems pretty clear he's, at least at this point, he's not the second coming, but I just wonder, I saw him drop off of a list of top 50 quarterbacks in college football last week after topping it heading into the season. Where are we at on what Arch Manning is?
I think, quite honestly, we don't really know. I think it'd be hard for anyone to say they can give a true, honest assessment. And here's the issue, and this is where I feel sorry for Arch, is that so much expectation was placed on him based solely on his family lineage. Right now, he has the physical attributes that most teams would want to play that position. He had the numbers coming up through high school, but now people are starting to question the competition he faced in high school. And then you look at teams he's played in these first 2 weeks, they probably couldn't be any farther apart, right? So what is the true assessment? Is that Ohio State defense he faced really that good, and that defense is going to embarrass a lot of quarterbacks this year? Or was he nervous? He wasn't ready for the moment. And then when he got back home and then faced a team that obviously wasn't up to the standard of Texas, he was able to flourish around there. We don't know because all those things can be true, and I still won't tell you how well he's going to play in the third game of the year. The problem is, again, the expectations that were probably unfairly placed on him, and then the desire to have everyone be a star so we have something to look forward to and say, that guy, that guy, that guy. Maybe we need to give some people time to develop themselves. He's been a Manning, but can we let him just be Arch and then see how good he really is?
At Alabama, they bounced back after the season opening loss to Florida State, beat Louisiana Monroe 73-0 this weekend. But that won't quiet much of the conversation connected to Kalen DeBoer. I saw one viral, local news thing in Alabama where a woman, as we're getting ready for $1 billion Powerball drawing, and the woman was asked on camera, what would you do if you won it all? And she was like, well, the first thing I would do is go buy Kalen DeBoer out of his contract at Alabama. That's where we're at. And I just...
insane.
It's hard to... Just forget him for a second. Just when you have a job like this and the conversation turns to that place, how difficult is it to ever get out of that?
I guess in some regards, Gary, some people can't get out of it.
Right.
And it's sad when you really think about it because not everyone can be successful forever. mean, Nick Saban, obviously one of the greatest football coaches of all time. So was Bill Belichick. But they've also had problems. They didn't win every game.
Right.
They didn't win every championship. And there towards the end, people were wondering, can Bill still do it in New England? Tom Brady left and he couldn't. Yo, can Saban still do it? And maybe Nick got out right in time because he saw the landscape changing. He knew we'd be a part of it. But also was like, was he afraid of losing his step? Like, the greats are great, but they're not great forever. And so then anyone that comes behind that legacy is almost doomed to failure, quite honestly, whether it was Bear Bryant there at Alabama for a while or Vince Lombardi in Green Bay, Bill Walsh in San Francisco. Like, it's hard to sustain those legacies. And why people get so wrapped up in the expectation that because it's their school and their favorite team, whoever the coach is, they have to live up to a standard that's far beyond any other program on a consistent basis just baffles me. I understand the passion, right? But at some point, you have to have some type of just overall understanding that not everyone can be great, and that includes your program from time to time, such as Alabama.
You mentioned Bill Belichick. He got his first win at North Carolina this weekend. I think everybody wanted to see if he would be asked about the weird situation between he and the Patriots at the press conference. He was, and he confirmed that, yeah, the Patriots are not welcome in Chapel Hill. And to explain it, more or less said, I'm not welcome in New England, so they're not welcome here. Simple as that. Mike Vrabel, the Patriots coach, went on radio this morning in Boston and was like, Bill was here for Tom's thing not too long ago. He's like, basically it was like, I don't know what he's talking about. Of course, Bill Belichick is allowed at the Patriots facility. Like, what do you make of it? It just seems weird. The latest weird thing.
Like, okay, so let's just take relationships in general.
Yeah.
If you are scorned, that happen at the end of that relationship, you likely are going to see things differently than the other side, right? Because you're looking through the prism of your emotions, not theirs, or even the prism of reality and facts. That's where Bill Belichick is. He feels some type of way about the Patriots and how he left. And so that's when he looks back on that place, he is a bit skewed from what Patriots would see it as, right? And that's really what it's about. His emotions allow him to feel a certain way, but what he feels may not be accurate. Now, if the Patriots want to come out and say, oh, yeah, Bill Belichick is welcome back anytime, why would they have to do that necessarily? And did someone tell Bill, hey, we don't want you around anymore, so thus he blocks them from coming down? Again, it's a feeling of emotion typically, Gary, in these situations, as opposed to what really transpired. Was there some official mandate that the Patriots made? If they did, clearly Mike Vrabel wasn't aware about it. So how true could that really be?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like, even before Mike said what he said this morning, it just didn't sound true because, like, why would the Patriots why would they ban Bill Belichick from the facility? It just doesn't even make any sense. This guy was responsible
but also,
for most.
If you're Bill Belichick, in your current capacity, why are you going to the facility?
Right.
Like, why would that even be an option? I can understand the Patriots want to come to North Carolina because they want to see players. But for Bill Belichick, what's he going to New England for in his current position that's going to help him there in Chapel Hill?
Right.
So why he thought he would be banned didn't make sense either.
No, but I think you got it exactly right. In his head, it feels like he's got it to a place where everybody in New England hates me and never wants me around again, when in reality, it's just like, no, we just wanted somebody new to coach the football team. We appreciate everything you did, but it was time to go in another direction. This is the way these things often work, if not almost always work. But it's nothing more than that. But in his head, it feels like he's got it built into something way more than that.
100%. Like, again, so like sometimes, you have a relationship breakup and you say, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to move in a different direction. Well, clearly the Patriots like, well, it is Bill, but we want to say that. We just want to move in a different direction, right? Well, maybe Bill perceived it as if you don't want me here, so you replace me. You don't love me anymore. You don't fawn over me anymore. So clearly you don't want me around. And that's how he perceives whatever, fake ban that he has put in his mind that he can't go to Foxborough.
Yeah, it's like, we don't want you to coach our football team anymore, but if you ever want to come back and see all the trophies, we'd love to have you just whenever you want.
You're the reason they're here, so come on back.
Yeah, it just is it's the latest in a long list of weird things since he's become the head coach at North Carolina. Let's move to the NFL. We got our first Sunday of the season yesterday. Night game was terrific. Buffalo storms back in historic fashion to beat Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Some people are calling it, and I know, like, what does it even matter? But they're talking about it like it's the greatest season opener, primetime season opener since this or perhaps ever. I don't know where it ranks. I know it was fun. I had a nice time last night. What'd you make of what we saw?
Well, let me say this. It gave us the theater that we love about the NFL.
That's
for
right.
sure. The stars performed on both sides of the ball, and you had a last-second finish, right? You couldn't want anything else from a top-tier game. I think it told us that these teams, Josh Allen said last night, pretty good chance they're going to meet again, probably in the playoffs like they did last year. And it's just going to come down to who can make the plays at the end. The last two times these teams have faced, it was the Bills who could make the plays, and it was the Ravens who had mistakes that cost them the win or the chance to win. And that's exactly what happened last night. It's not going to say necessarily who's going to be the number 1 seed or who's going to be the number 2 seed in the AFC. They came into that matchup with the shortest odds, according to ESPN Bet, to have that distinction of the champion from the AFC, even better than the Chiefs. But I don't think one game necessarily tells us who that is going to be. But in that time and space, the NFL could not have gotten a better Sunday primetime game for sure.
In this AFC, we've got this interesting situation where I think you could reasonably say, just like looking at the people I'm going to mention, they're all headed probably to the Hall of Fame. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. And it feels like we've reached a point with every one of them where we think this is the year, like you need to go do it. It's time. Now, some of them, like Mahomes, has already done it. Other ones we're waiting on, but it's like now's the time. You need to go now. And like by definition, they all can't go. They all can't get to where we're saying they all need to get to. And I feel like we're going to look up, and I was talking to somebody about this earlier, and you're going to see them all inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we're going to look at all of them, perhaps other than Mahomes, and say, man, I just thought they should have won more. It's like this weird thing. Is this unusual? Or is it like I know we've had different versions of this, but just watching all these elite quarterbacks fighting for the same thing and knowing they can't all get there.
Anytime you have a team that sustains a run of excellence, the way the Chiefs have done, the way the Patriots had done, the Niners had done at a certain time, or even you take it to other sports like the Bulls with Jordan in the NBA. Anytime you have that, there's going to be other greats that get caught up in the vortex and they don't achieve everything their talent would have enabled them to do otherwise, right? I mean, look at the Hall of Famers who did not win championships during the Michael Jordan era. I mean, there are so many of them: Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, John Stockton. I mean, that's just 5 right there, right? Guys who didn't win it because Jordan was there. How many did the Patriots stop teams from getting to the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl or having, tremendous seasons because they had to go through New England? It just happens sometimes. I will say this, though. You raise a good point. The time is now.
Yeah.
If you're the Bills and the Ravens specifically. Joe Burrow has at least beaten the Chiefs and gone to a Super Bowl. These other two guys have not. They've won MVPs, but they've not gotten to the Super Bowl. If they don't get the Chiefs now in this particular window, then you start to have doubt that you can do it at all. And for them, they're probably going to have to go through one another in order to be the one to really dethrone the Chiefs ultimately. So that's why, from a psyche standpoint, maybe that game last night was so important, because it's going to be us, so let's see who can really get it done. But until they get into the playoffs and either Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson beats the Chiefs, I don't know how anyone could pick them to do it because they failed in times before.
Last thing before I let you go. On Friday night, we had a game down in Brazil. The Chiefs, the reigning AFC champs, lose to the Chargers. They're now 0-1. Some people look at that and say, well, of course, they're down position players and everything's going to be tough until they get that fixed. But everything will be fine. Others have looked at it and said, maybe not. Where are you at on the Kansas City Chiefs being a Super Bowl contender once again?
Well, I think the roster points are valid, especially when Travis Kelce took out Xavier Worthy early in the game. I mean, he was brought in for a very specific reason to fill a gap and a void that the Chiefs have had the last couple of years in terms of being able to stretch the field. And all of a sudden, he's gone in the first quarter of the game. But I think beyond that, and I talk about human nature a lot as it relates to sports, and people don't really want to accept that as a truth, but it is true. The reason it is hard to sustain excellence is human nature. Because for the Chiefs, it is hard to be motivated to that level for every single game based on the fact that you've won multiple Super Bowls and you've been to multiple Super Bowls, right? Now, granted, this is a season opener. You're in Brazil, all that stuff. But again, it is hard to maintain that level of focus and motivation, especially against a team that you would beat 7 times in a row, which was the Chargers. And the fact that this is what – say that to set up this. Andy Reid said – his team didn't have the energy. They weren't ready to go. And that's a concern if you're a coach. Like, I know human nature says it's hard for us to do this, but we're veterans. We've done it before. We know we have to do it. We should be able to turn it on when we need to. And the fact that they couldn't do it there on that stage for the season opener gave trouble to Andy Reid. So if I'm looking at it from his vantage point, then maybe that is a concern. Now, you'll see how they respond to it. Sometimes you need a smack in the face before you win the fight. We'll see how they respond over these next couple of weeks. But if you have any concern for the Chiefs, that would be the reason that you have it.
That is Michael Eaves from ESPN. Make sure you're following him on X at Michael Eaves. That's at Michael Eaves. He's on ESPN. You can see him on SportsCenter almost every single night. I appreciate you being here, buddy. Thank you for being here. I'll catch up with you next Monday.
All right. See you tonight on SportsCenter.
Tonight on SportsCenter. There's the promo. I'll be watching. Bye-bye. Michael Eaves from ESPN. Bennett, you concerned at all about the Kansas City Chiefs after what you saw on Friday night in Brazil?
So here's the thing is I feel like we've been concerned about the Kansas City Chiefs for like a few years now, and they always seem to break through. I mean, I know they lost in the Super Bowl last year, but they still got there. He's right. Like, this has got to be the – I do think – I picked the Ravens. I think the Ravens still have a chance to be your Super Bowl champs. That was my pick before the season started, but I do think that one of those two teams last night is representing the AFC in the Super Bowl this year. But I feel like we've said that. It kind of feels like deja vu. Like, I feel like we've said that before. I think they are both clearly more talented than the Chiefs on the offensive side of the ball, but the Chiefs always seem to find a way. Like, can you finally get over that hump if you're Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
I do. Like, we'll see. You know, I do think you can end up looking foolish being like, yeah, I think the Chiefs, they've aged out of it or they've rostered out of it or whatever. Because then you look up and they're just there again. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I guess I'll believe it when I see it type of thing. But I don't think it's unreasonable to think that the Bills are the better football team or the Ravens are the better football team. And I agree with Michael. Like, when you're Andy Reid and you're like, you're coming off a Super Bowl loss, you realize, like, this might be the end. Like, this whole Mahomes, Kelsey, Reid thing that is, you know, they'll make documentaries about someday.
Right.
Like, this could be the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And to have no sense of urgency in the season opener, like when the entire offseason has been about, at least in Travis Kelce's perspective, from his perspective, like, I wasn't ready last season. I didn't play to my capabilities. I didn't train to my capabilities. I'm going to be a new person. We're going to be a new team. If we needed to be humbled, we've got that now. Like, all of that stuff was connected to them, and then it just didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't there. It almost sounded like a boxer who you watched them lose their last fight. You didn't think they were going to lose that fight, but then they lose it.
Yeah.
And then they go, okay, well, I learned from that. I'd gotten a little too comfortable and I'd gotten a little too full of myself. And maybe I didn't get in training camp and do everything I was supposed to, but I've learned from that and like, I'm ready to go. And then you watch him get back in the ring for the first time since then. And it's like, no, this kind of looks like you said a lot of new stuff, but it don't look different.
Yeah. And also credit to the Chargers because I think they're actually going to be really good this season. They went out and got that win. But, yeah, I was kind of, you mentioned like sense of urgency. Like I do just, and I'm specifically talking about on offense. I think the Chiefs are going to be really good defensively. But they didn't do like anything this offseason. They didn't go make a splashy move at all to try to bring in, they knew that Rashee Rice was going to be facing a big suspension. He's their best receiver. They came in with Xavier Worthy, who got hurt as their number one wide receiver. Is that guy really a number one wide receiver? I'm not so sure. Like, I just thought that they might have done a little bit more. Because again, like, you look at that game last night in the Bills and Ravens, there's just talent everywhere. Like, those teams are both loaded. I don't think the Chiefs are on that same level.
You know what I read? People have suggested that Taylor Swift's going to do the Super Bowl. Jessica Benson broke the news.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift's going to do the Super Bowl. And the idea behind it would be, at least on some level, she gets to perform halftime of her future husband's final football game.
Well, and that's I just sitting there watching the game last night with Kara, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest. If the Chiefs get past either of these teams to make the Super Bowl, I'm definitely gonna have my antennas up because I don't want to see. I don't want to say that like anything.
Say it.
I don't want to say anything's going on, but
there's some stuff going on, maybe.
I just can't see the Chiefs getting past either of those teams to get to a Super Bowl. That's what I'm going to say.
You're suggesting that the fix is in.
I just don't see the Chiefs getting past either of those teams to get to a Super Bowl this year.
Here's what I read. They said Taylor Swift wanted to perform at the Super Bowl so she could be the performer at halftime of her future husband's final game. And you know what else I read?
Yeah.
Somebody said, well, if she wants to be a halftime performer at her husband's final game, she needs to book it at Las Vegas Raiders regular season finale, because that might be his final game.
That might be his final game.
That's what I read on the internet.
I mean, that's not bad. Taylor Swift at that new stadium in Vegas. That'd be pretty cool, too.
It would be nice.
Yeah, I would for sure watch that.
Yeah.
It's not the same as the Super Bowl halftime show.
It is not the same as the Super Bowl halftime show, but she has performed in Allegiant Stadium before. I checked.
Well,
so she would be comfortable.
I mean, we'll see.
This is what people said after the Chiefs started 0-1 on Friday night.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, I think both of those teams are better, but they've got to do it because I feel like, again, it's deja vu. I feel like we've sat here before and said, I think the Ravens and the Bills are both better than the Chiefs, and they couldn't get past them.
I think on the internet they're saying this year could be the year.
It's got to be.
That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I read on the internet. I don't know. Did you enjoy your Sunday night football game?
I loved it. It was so good. It was so much fun. That was the game of the week. One of the best games. Probably that's going to be one of the best games this whole season in the regular season for sure.
Two good teams, two great quarterbacks, two MVPs, and then it delivered. That's why that's not why the NFL is the biggest monster that exists in American sports. There's a lot of reasons for that, but that was on full display. Like that's it. That's what you want.
And there's all kinds of historical stuff attached to it. Like Josh Allen, I saw he was the first quarterback to throw for over 250 yards in a fourth quarter win.
After marrying a woman in Sinners.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. King Henry, I know that he fumbled and lost the game.
Can't put the ball on the ground.
You can't blame him, though.
You can't blame the person who fumbled?
That guy.
Interesting.
I'm about ready.
I thought you could be. It might be the non-player in you coming out.
I'm about ready to say it. That's the greatest running back of all time.
I just saw him put the ball on the ground.
That's the greatest running back I've ever seen.
Derrick Henry.
That is the greatest running back I have ever seen.
Wildly
in my
disrespectful
life.
to Barry Sanders.
Dude, Barry Sanders was trucking plumbers. What are we talking about? Come on, man.
Wildly disrespectful to Orenthal James Simpson.
Derrick Henry's the best running back I've ever seen in my life. I'm just going to say that.
Sounds like somebody never seen Ickey Woods.
Mm. Derrick Henry's the best running back I've ever seen in my life.
Why did you decide to come in here and claim Derrick Henry's the greatest running back of all time after he put it on the ground and had to apologize to his teammates?
That's what people were saying online before he fumbled.
He apologized to his teammates.
One fumble's going to change that stance?
I think, yes.
By the way, he did the same
Bill
thing.
Buckner let one ball go between his legs. It changed everything.
He did the same thing last year against the Bills. I want to say that he's got 400 yards rushing or something in those two games combined.
Got to take care of the ball.
Yeah.
Bennett, this might be the non-player in you coming out.
Yeah, maybe it is.
But you got to take care of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
As one non-player to another, I feel like I should make sure you understand.
Maybe he's not.
You got to take care of the ball.
Maybe he's not the greatest of all time.
Wow, it took me 90 seconds to move you off of that?
We will never see a running back as good as him again.
What?
Ever. We will never see a running back as good as him again. Ever. It's over. Ever. The dude is
wildly disrespectful to Tony Pollard.
They've been saying he's going to fall off for the past 5 seasons. He's as good as he's ever been.
At putting the ball on the ground.
Okay, that's one play. He also
what a wild day to come in and proclaim Derrick Henry is the greatest running back of all time after he apologized to his teammates. I saw him. He said, I had to apologize to my teammates. Did you have to apologize to your teammates?
I mean, get a first down in the fourth quarter and you're good.
I thought one of the things they teach you in football is that you got to take care of the ball, but perhaps that's the non-player in me coming out.
He's the greatest running back I've ever seen in my life. All right.
Yeah, just maybe.
I love
hold
the
on
guy.
to the ball.
I look back and the Titans, they did right by him. Like they wanted to send him to a winning situation, but man, I think back
he
on
was
it,
in a winning situation up until he put the ball on the ground.
and he was in a winning situation until our franchise decided that they, like, for some reason, just don't want to win anymore. I don't really know what happened there. And I guess we'll talk about that in a second. But I love King Henry, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. They're going to have a great season. They're going to be in the playoffs.
I think I can agree with those things.
Yeah.
He'll be fine, and they'll have a great season, and they'll be in the playoffs. I can co-sign all of that.
And they might win the Super Bowl.
And they might win this. And then we'll look back at all this, and we'll look back at this and laugh, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if they win the Super Bowl, we'll look back on that Week 1 fumble, and we'll laugh.
If somebody asked me who is the greatest running back of all time.
Here's what's hilarious is nobody asked you, but you won't stop saying
But
it.
if anybody asked me that, like if we're just, you know how guys like to, like, sit around and name random players and stuff like that. Like,
I did it with Iggy Woods.
Yeah, like if anybody ever is like, who's the greatest running back of all time? My answer, Derrick Henry.
All right. Well, I'm going to stick with
King Henry.
I'm going to stick with Barry Sanders, but you can answer it however you like.
Okay.
I think I'm going to continue to go with Barry Sanders, but you can do that however you like.
Fair enough.
All right. Hey, Cam Ward made his debut in the NFL yesterday.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
It did not go perfectly.
No.
The Titans are 0-1.
Yep.
I'll get your thoughts on the next Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
Who do you go to learn still? Like, who are you looking to for inspiration?
A couple years ago, I went and visited, even though he's younger than me, but we've got great admiration for one another. Went and visited Dan Lanning out at Oregon, right? A young head coach who's had some success. Mike Norvell may not have had the season he wanted in the past. We can still get on the phone and talk about things, right?
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Unforeseen and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. And that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Final score, Broncos 20, Titans 12. Bennett, I don't know if you had high hopes for the Titans season opener up in Denver. But if you did, then you walked away disappointed because they only scored 12 points. They gave up 8 more than that. Cam Ward threw the ball 28 times. He only completed 12 of them for 112 yards, 0 touchdowns. What did you make of what you saw?
I'm not surprised by the outcome. I didn't think they were going to win anyways. I've been telling you for weeks, I don't have some kind of big expectations.
You didn't think a rookie quarterback was going to go get a season opening victory in Denver.
No, what I did hope to see though is our coaching staff taking another step. And I was left quite disappointed.
You've got questions about the coaching staff.
I wonder if they are not going to be here for long. We have a new general manager who came over from Kansas City. He did not hire Brian Callahan. And so far, Brian Callahan, I do not think has shown anything to suggest that he is the solution long term. This team was disastrous yesterday. They had 13 penalties for 131 yards. They had total on
that strikes me as undisciplined.
They had total offense of 133 total yards. So pretty much they had 0 offense yesterday.
Undisciplined and unproductive is what I'm hearing.
The Titans basically did not have any offensive output yesterday in that game at all. The Broncos, they turned it over 4 times. They were stopped on 4th down twice, and the Titans got 6 points off of that. They don't look like a well-coached team. I'm sitting there watching this game last night between the Bills and the Ravens and thinking to myself, there is no way my team has any chance of competing against either of these teams anytime soon. Like, it's not even close. So do I envision it could get there? No, I don't think so. No,
you have no hope.
I do not think so.
I was hoping for you, let me tell you what I was hoping for you, is that win or lose, you would watch the Tennessee Titans open the 2025 season, and you would find hope. You would be encouraged by the play of your number 1 overall draft pick, Cam Ward. That's what I was hoping for you, that you would be able to see the vision, see the future. Perhaps the result isn't what you would like, but you could see the future. And what I hear is that you don't see a future.
I see the future for him. Yes. I think he's going to be good. I'm optimistic about his future. I think that he's probably going to need somebody else coaching him. I think that we're going to get there this season. I definitely do. Because now, the way that went down yesterday, the fan base is like, we got to save Cam right now. It's his rookie year. He is new to this. Don't let this regime ruin him. Like, let's fix it right now so he has a great start to his career.
You know what you ought to do is go out and get you a Mike Vrabel or somebody like that.
Well, he lost at home to the Raiders yesterday. I mean, they ain't loving him in New England right now.
I know, but but it is funny. Like, you just called Derrick Henry the greatest running back of all time. He was yours.
Yeah,
you had a big receiver.
A.J. Brown, yeah.
And you had a coach that everybody liked.
Uh-huh.
And now look at you.
Yeah.
What do you think happened?
A lot of terrible decisions from the top down, GP. Yeah. I think ownership maybe didn't make the best hires or let go of people that they should have over the past couple years.
It sure seems that way.
Yeah, now I think they're paying the price for it. No, like Cam was sacked 6 times yesterday. We were told the offensive line was going to be better. Brian Callahan, that's supposed to be one of his strengths. Like, they've actually invested in it. So that's a problem. And then the receivers can't catch the football.
That's a problem.
That's another thing. I don't know if we have the clip of Cam Ward's dad yesterday when Calvin Ridley dropped that. That is all of us. That is every Titans fan in America. Cam Ward's dad, that's all of us. Like, I felt that. So I have stood just like that so many Sundays in my household. I get it.
So I saw a description of that before I actually saw the video of that. And the description was like, Cam Ward's dad is disgusted with the Titans receivers. And I was like, oh. And then he watched the video, and that's clearly what it is. But it wasn't like he was cussing a receiver. He was just like, that's the way you would look if, like, you're a father.
Yeah.
and your son does anything well, and then it doesn't actually turn into something positive because somebody else messed up. Like, if I were watching my 8-year-old play baseball and a ground ball to third and he made a nice catch and then the nice throw to first and the first baseman dropped the ball, I would try not to because I might be sitting next to the first baseman's mom or whatever. I'd try not to, but there's a part of me that goes, that's a normal feeling.
Yep.
Like, I can't imagine what it's like watching your son on a stage like that for the first time ever, and then it's not going as well as you had hoped and dreamed, in part because of other people not doing their jobs well. Like, that's a normal reaction. That's the way you looked yesterday.
Yeah. No, it just, that stance is all too familiar. I felt that in my bones. And yeah, this is just an undisciplined team that I don't.
Unproductive and undisciplined.
Yeah, that I just don't think is well coached right now. And I think that we are maybe a few more losses away from seeing a coaching change.
Well, I got good news for you. You got the Rams Cup next. Is that good news?
Honestly, I can't. I don't know what would be good. Maybe playing like the Panthers would be good, or the Dolphins. Yeah.
Maybe I could get you a game against.
Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Get you a game against Georgia State.
Yeah, that would work too. But no.
You ever thought about, as the Titans, joining the Sun Belt?
It's not the worst idea. It's not the worst
Better
idea.
than losing every week.
Yeah.
I know you think you want to be in the NFL, but like losing every week's not fun.
No.
Go join the Sun Belt.
I don't.
Why
hate
don't
it.
the Titans join the Sun Belt?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But no, as far as like just Cam goes, I did yesterday. There was a couple things that I thought were exciting. I think he's going to be really good. I do. I'm not worried about him at all. I'm worried about our coaching staff. That's what I'm worried about.
I hope things get better for you.
And just our roster in general. We need some talent.
Well, at least you used to have the greatest running back of all time.
Yeah.
That's something to hold on to.
We got Tony Pollard. He's pretty good, too.
Yeah. 18 carries, 60 yards. That's awesome.
He wasn't getting any help either.
Yeah, it's hard when you don't have holes to run through,
Yep.
Yeah, I understand. I'm a non-player, but I get that.
Number 2.
Angel Reese. Oh, it's getting interesting in Chicago with Angel Reese.
What's going on?
Man, what is not going on? It's how much time you got?
Yeah.
So she was suspended for a game because she got too many texts. All right.
Yep. Okay.
And then she got suspended for a half.
And she said all her teammates suck.
She said all the teammates suck.
Yeah.
And the people who are in charge of getting me teammates, they seem to suck too.
Yeah.
Because I ain't.
She's basically like the Cam Ward of the Chicago Sky.
Except Cam, I think Cam like.
No, he didn't say his teammates suck. He didn't say his teammates suck.
Most people don't. This is the thing. Most people don't say. Angel Reese is not the only young person on the planet with shitty teammates. Okay, Cam Ward finds himself in a similar situation. Yeah. But most people don't talk about it publicly. She did to the Chicago Tribune. And though she said her quotes were mischaracterized, misrepresented, the Chicago Sky still felt the need, I guess, to suspend her for a half. I don't really know what that does exactly. But they suspended her for a half.
Okay.
But she was going to be eligible to play in the second half. So it's like, okay, get to stretching. But then she didn't enter the game in the second half at all. And afterward, it was described as a back issue. Her back was hurting. Now, she has had back issues earlier in the season, but she'd been playing like without interruption for weeks. And suddenly, she had a flare-up in her back. Do you buy it? That's the question. Do you buy it? Do you believe Angel Reese's back prevented her from playing in the second half of a game this weekend? Or was this her way of saying, if you're going to suspend me for a half, let's just make it a whole game. Don't matter to me. I don't want to play with these shitty teammates anyway.
It could be that, or it could just be like with our season's going nowhere. What's the point of me? Like, I have not warmed up. I've been sitting on the bench. Like, what's the point of me even coming in this game?
Well, if that's everybody's on the same page, then that's probably something that should be discussed in advance.
Fair. That's a fair point. No, that thing's starting to get kind of weird.
It's real weird.
Yeah, that thing's starting to get kind of weird.
Here's the thing, though. I did. My instincts are just to say, like, calm down. You were drafted high. The team stinks. You're not the first really talented person to be on a bad professional team. Obviously, it can be frustrating, but we'll see where it goes from here. Like Caitlin Clark was selected by the reason she was selected by a terrible franchise.
Yeah.
And then she made them respectable, and then this season's been what it is. But this is not a unique situation to be in. A young person on a bad team.
Yep.
That's a normal thing in professional sports. My instincts are to say, you don't do what she did. And I still think that's probably true.
Yep.
But I have read enough about this to reach this conclusion. Nobody thinks she's wrong. Nobody thinks she's wrong in what she said. Like, part of her complaints are, we are waiting on somebody in their mid-30s to come off of injury and be a difference maker in this league. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
That is not the way you win. Now, that ain't the type of thing you want to say out loud, and it's not the type of thing that you want your teammates to hear, and it probably is the type of thing that you can get in trouble over at work, right?
Yeah.
But, strip all that aside, is she wrong? Probably not wrong. Here's my best understanding of everything she said in the Chicago Tribune. Can't say it, but she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have said it, but she's got a point. But you just can't make those points.
I think that's very true.
Not in the way that she made them. And I think she probably knows that. But now it's just gotten messier. Because here's the thing. It doesn't even matter what the truth is or not. What if her back really is hurt? And that is really why she didn't enter that game. Nobody believes that.
Mm.
And so it just creates another ingredient into this messy thing that is being created in Chicago. And it's going to end up, it seems clear where this is headed. She's going to ask for
a trade, because they're probably not going to be good again next year.
Or she's going to threaten to, not even play in the WNBA.
Right.
Which I'm waiting for that one to come. Not necessarily from her, but from
somebody. Yeah.
Somebody's just going to be like, it ain't worth $70,000 for me to be doing this. You know?
Yeah.
I think Caitlin probably, and this is perhaps true with most of these women, feel some sort of responsibility to the WNBA. But I'm not sure everybody does. And at some point, these players who are worth, in a variety of ways, way more money than what they're actually earning playing basketball in that league. And there are other leagues where they can make way more money than that, doing more or less the same thing, just less frequently, but for way more money. Somebody's going to stand up and be like, tell me again why I'm going to go play for $72,000. Now, it's all going to, everything's going to go up with the new CBA. But, somebody's going to be the first one to stand up and say, I'm not doing this.
I think that's true.
And I bet if you were just putting a poll together of who could be, she seems to be a perfect candidate for that. Why? She's making lots of money outside of the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
She is incredibly famous and can capitalize off of that. And she seems to hate her situation.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, back.
By the way, did you see Caitlin was at the Orioles game this weekend?
I did not see Caitlin at the Orioles game.
It was an awesome game, too. They beat the Dodgers.
Why was she there?
She was there celebrating Cal Ripken Day. She was in the suite with Cal and his wife. I know. I don't
know the connection.
I don't know the connection either. They were in Orioles gear. Her and her boyfriend they were in Orioles gear. Lexi was there with her. So, maybe she has the connection. She brought Caitlin with her because they're friends. Because I never had heard that there was some kind of Caitlin Clark Baltimore Orioles connection, but she was there at the game. Yamamoto had a no-hitter going in the ninth. The Orioles won the game in the bottom of the ninth, so it was a good game.
I hated baseball this weekend.
Yeah,
all I did was just watch the Mets lose to the Reds over and over again.
Yeah, that's tough.
It is tough.
I mean, you just can't. It's come on, dude. It's September. Can't be losing the Reds in September.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. It's starting to look like maybe these rookie pitchers aren't going to be the answer. I was hoping bringing up all your rookie pitchers would be the answer. Doesn't look like it might be. It might not be. It's tough. Anyway, Angel Reese. I look forward to seeing it. You think she'll play again this season?
No.
She might not play again this season. She might just call it a season.
Yeah, I don't. This is kind of one. Then there's 2-3 games left.
Yeah,
something
it's nothing.
Yeah, I doubt she plays again.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Number 3.
Howard Stern returned to Sirius XM this morning. Major announcement. You know what the major announcement is? He ain't going nowhere.
I thought he was retiring.
That's what was been reported. Multiple reputable media outlets had perhaps not suggested he's retiring, but certainly that he was being pushed out of Sirius XM. that his contract expired at the end of the year and that it was not going to be renewed, in part because he was too woke. Got to be careful about that.
Uh-oh.
Got to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Get too woke, people say.
That's what they say.
That's what I read on the internet.
I've heard that too.
I've heard it too. And they said he's gotten too woke, and now it's over for him. And so he returned to the airways this morning to address the speculation. You know what he said? He said, I ain't going nowhere. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. And
How old is Howard?
Old. Like
70s. He's in his 70s.
This is one of those things, Bennett, that you never have to wonder about. You can just type it right into anything. 71 years old.
Yeah.
71 years old.
Okay.
I take that back. I shouldn't say old. That's not old.
Nah.
But it's older.
He's good for 71.
Yeah, he does. I mean, I would like to look like Howard Stern when I'm 71. I'd like to be alive when I'm 71.
I just take that, actually.
I think I just take being alive and being able to being capable of working at the age of 71.
Yeah.
I would take that.
That sounds good.
If you told me right now, I'm guaranteed to be 71 years old and still capable of doing my jobs. That's amazing.
I'm in.
I'm not betting on that though. I don't assume that.
I can't imagine myself being.
Imagine me and you sitting
sharp
here
at 71.
I really don't think I will be.
Yeah.
I don't have much faith in my future.
Me either.
I really don't have much faith in my future. I feel like it's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
You know, and not in the best way. Yeah. I don't have much faith in my future. Right. So, like, 71 years old. They said he got a little too woke, though. So he's going to get pushed out. We talked about this a few weeks ago when it was first being reported. And here's what I told you, and I still think this is probably true. He makes I don't want to say ridiculous amount of money, because, like, you know, he was apparently worth it to somebody at some times. Good for him. He makes a lot of money to do that show. And he does that show less often than he used to. And he does that show in a different way than he used to do it. And I think it is totally reasonable to assume he no longer brings that value that his contract suggests to SiriusXM. I can just tell you personally, I noticed this when he was back in the news. I used to listen to him. I didn't really care about all the most of it, but he would do really interesting, sometimes interviews with famous people. And he's good at that. And beyond that, one thing that he brings to the table that most people who interview famous people can't is that he's just as famous as they are, or in some cases more famous. Typically, when you see an interview setting outside of the classics like a Barbara Walters or, you know, a late night TV show like a Jimmy Kimmel or a Stephen Colbert or a Jimmy Fallon, whatever, typically the person interviewing the other person, if the other person is like a A-list actor, is going to be less famous than that person. So you get a bunch of uninteresting interviews. But there was something about the dynamic of Howard Stern. He would get these people, these super famous people right in front of him, and he would just talk to them, and they would, without even knowing it sometimes, just start saying things they never said before, or talking about things they wouldn't talk about with other people, because they, I think, felt the pressure of, I need to perform for Howard Stern. I need to be a good interview. This guy is more famous than me, so I need to deliver. And next thing you know, you're creating headline. And I found that interesting. I got a new car. Are you ready for this? Like roughly 2 years ago. And I have SiriusXM, and I was programming in my favorites, and I must have just forgotten to put in Howard 100. And I put in all the other stuff that I put in, but I just must have forgotten about that. And when this popped up a few weeks ago in the news, I was like, I used to listen to this guy all the time, and I haven't even thought about listening in a while. And it really does show you how much just behavior, daily behavior can totally derail you from anything. Because simply by not reprogramming in that station in my favorites on SiriusXM, I forgot that he existed. And it just wasn't reaching me in any other way. And so I was like, I don't even know who's been on the show in 2 years, nothing. And so that, I think, was a reflection probably of he ain't moving the needle the way he once did, that I hadn't even thought. I was somebody who used to listen to him all the time. I hadn't listened to him in a while. You know, this is not unique in the entertainment business. You know, your reality changes. So I wasn't surprised that the contract's up. They might need to renegotiate, but just push him out. This is what I thought might happen. If Howard Stern no longer worked at SiriusXM, it would be because he's been making X amount of money, and they were only offering X amount of money, significantly less. And he says, well, I'm not going to do what I used to do for this amount of money, only for this amount of money. I'll just call it a career. But the idea that they would just cancel him or refuse to give him a contract never made sense to me, if only because he carries a certain level of cachet. That's just not the way. Like the Patriots more or less fired Bill Belichick, but it's not described that way. It was a mutual parting of the ways. Howard Stern was never going to get canceled by SiriusXM. I didn't think. It might be a mutual parting of the ways where they sit down, and this is a very reasonable thing that could happen. Howard, we know you used to make $100 million doing this show, but we can't make that make sense anymore financially. But we can pay you $10 million to do the show or $5 million to do the show. I mean, that's still more than 99.9% of people who talk into microphones make, and we'll give that to you if you want to do it. And he might counter by saying, well, I used to make $100 million. I'm not going to do the same job I was doing for $100 million, for $5 million, particularly when I got hundreds of millions of dollars. So this might be a time where we choose to go in different directions. And then that announcement gets made. That made sense to me. But the idea of you're just not going to be here anymore because we don't want you to be here, that made less sense. And according to Howard Stern this morning, it was never true. Like, quite literally, there's nothing to it. He plans to continue to do the Howard Stern show. It continues to be on SiriusXM. And yes, they have a new contract to get worked out, but all indications from this morning is that he expects that it will be worked out in due time. So if you're a Howard Stern fan who was scared the end is near, maybe so, but not as near as various media outlets tried to tell you a few weeks back.
Number 4.
Carlos Alcaraz defeated Jannik Sinner to win his 6th career Grand Slam U.S. Open yesterday at Arthur Ashe Stadium with the President of the United States in attendance. Did you see the President there?
I did, yeah.
He didn't get a welcome round of applause.
He did not.
You got to know where you're at, Bennett. You got to know what room you're in.
Yeah.
You can walk into a UFC fight. You're going to be treated a certain way there. You walk in the U.S. Open, that's a different crowd. That's a different crowd over in Flushing, Queens, over by LaGuardia, and they didn't receive the President of the United States too well. How do you think that'd make you feel?
I mean, it would make me.
You're the President of the United States. You walk into a building. You're like, hey, I'm the President of the United States. What's up with it? And they're like, boo, we hate you, boo.
Oh, that would make me sad.
It would make me sad, too.
Yeah.
I bet you get used to it, though.
Yeah, I don't think it bothered him that much.
I think at this point, he's got to be used to that kind of thing.
I think he's all right.
I did have this moment when he was the very first time he was elected President of the United States. And I was watching like cable news, and I had this moment. They had the cameras on him, and he was walking to vote in New York City, in Manhattan. And he was being heckled because of where he was. And I had this moment where it was like, if he would have went and voted with me where I went to vote, he would have been cheered. It would have been like a rock star walking in. But he's going to cast his vote for himself near his home, and they hate his guts there. And what a weird dynamic that must be. You're about to be the President of the United States, but when you walk outside to go and vote in your hometown, everybody there, not everybody, but most people, they heckle you and hate you. But if you'd have just went and made that same walk somewhere else, I mean, the entire place was filled up with people. They got your flag on their house. I just always thought that was wild.
Yeah.
What a wild way to live. Yeah. Anyway, Carlos Alcaraz, he's terrific.
Man, he's
future
awesome.
GOAT. We're watching a future GOAT right in front of our eyes.
It's I saw that this is the first time since 2002 that no member of the big three reached a major final. That would be Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. So these two guys, Alcaraz and Sinner, they're like they are the modern Nadal, Djokovic, or Federer, Nadal. This is it. Like, we're watching it right now.
But he might be. Whereas there was different points in time where you had Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and it was like you didn't really know who was going to win like what year, what surface, who's going to win what, and they were almost like chopping up the majors, the Grand Slams. It's like you can take a couple and you take 4, then you get 6. Now here's 3 more for you. Here's 5 more for you. You get a few, and then you look up and they all got 20 something. Alcaraz might not have those types of colleagues.
Yeah. Well, Sinner got him in the last one,
yes,
didn't he?
Yes. But, like, is he going to have 2 dudes who can consistently push him in that way? I don't know.
That's a good
Dan Wolkin is our official tennis expert.
Yeah.
All right? He, of course, has been at USA Today. Now he's at Yahoo Sports. But he wrote about this. He follows it closely. He said, like, this is the guy.
Yeah, he's like, so awesome.
When we look up, like right now, Djokovic has got more Grand Slams than ever, but there will be a time where this guy, Alcaraz, has more Grand Slams than anybody's ever had.
And Djokovic said after he got beat in the last round or whatever, on Friday, he was kind of like, I think at this point in my career, I can't beat either of those guys.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, right.
And
he's been playing forever now at this point. And he was once that guy. He was once Alcaraz, like coming for the two goats.
And tennis is fascinating me in that way, in the sense that once you're not what you were, you can't accomplish what you used to accomplish, which is just not true in team sports. Like the best version of John Elway, not to date myself, is not the John Elway that won Super Bowls. It's the John Elway that wasn't winning Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. He won his Super Bowls. He wasn't the most important thing there anymore, or at least wasn't what he once was.
Right.
And this isn't even true in golf, which is another individual sport. Like Phil Mickelson can win a major like at a very advanced age because in golf, there's a lot of chance in that sport. It's makes putts, misses putts, good bounce, bad bounce, hitting out of a divot, not hitting out of a divot. There's so much chance related to just almost everything that happens on a golf course in a way that it just doesn't really exist in tennis. In golf, you're not necessarily competing against somebody who can push back on you. You're just playing what's in front of you. In tennis, like there's another person on the other side. And once you can't do it, and you can recognize somebody else is doing it the way you used to do it, and perhaps even better, it's over for you. Because it's not like, well, if I can go out on this golf course and make these putts, then I'll be fine. I can't beat that person anymore. I'm not who I once was, and that person is very much what I once was. And I will, as long as they're in my way, I go no further than them. Tennis is a sport where you know that pretty quickly. And so I'm not surprised that he's realized that. And, he probably won't ever win another major, Grand Slam, because you got to go through, in part, this guy. Yep. And I'm not sure how many people are going to be able to get through him going forward. So that's 6 Grand Slams so far. And seventh one's probably not too far around the corner.
Number 5.
So I know most people were watching Sunday Night Football last night, and I had it on the screen as well. But we went 2025 VMAs. Live
on CBS.
America's Most Watched Network of Stars.
Yeah.
First time the VMAs have ever been on CBS. How do you feel about that?
I like the move. I mean, it's tough going up against one of the great NFL regular season games, obviously.
Yes.
But I was tuned into both. Yes. I more the football game, but I watched my fair share of VMAs as well. I like the VMAs.
I like the VMAs.
Yeah. The VMAs, criminally underrated award show.
I enjoyed the VMAs. This was like a cultural thing when we were growing up.
Oh, yeah.
It's less so today.
For sure.
But the CBS aspect probably helps. The problem that they had last night is like the biggest stars are not there. That's a problem. Taylor Swift's not there. Beyonce, not there. Kendrick Lamar, not there. And if you were trying to actually identify who are the people who have made the biggest marks in music over the past year, in a variety of ways, whether it's touring or albums or singles or headlines or whatever, the list probably, includes at the top in some order a Beyonce, a Taylor Swift, a Kendrick Lamar, and they're just not there. And I just think the whole thing gets off to a rough start when like the first big award is Artist of the Year. Like we're gonna do that right at the top. And the first, now if I just were to ask you, forget, you don't even have to know who the nominees are. But it's just like we're talking music. Artist of the Year for the past year. Who would it be? You tell me. You used to run music stations.
I mean, it's probably Taylor, Beyonce, or Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
It's one of the three.
Yes. But the Artist of the Year is Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, because she was there.
Because she was there.
Yeah.
Because she was there.
I mean, she's deserving in her own right. She's great.
Lady Gaga is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay? An icon.
But who had the biggest year?
It's not even like she's not even in the conversation.
Yeah.
Like
I get it.
She's just not even in the conversation. She's incredible. And like she had to accept that award and then bounce over to Madison Square Garden because her tour is there right now. She's doing like 6 straight nights there. And then they brought in her performance from MSG for the show live on CBS. Or I don't know if it was live, but it was from Madison Square Garden. It was great. She's great. We saw her a few years ago in Vegas. A small venue, like, a few thousand, 3,000-4,000 people. Incredible.
Yeah.
Like just a fun night, incredible performer. Bradley Cooper was there. We were there on a night Bradley Cooper was there.
That's cool.
He got on stage and sang.
Oh, they do the song?
They did the song. It's the first time they ever did it together publicly.
Cool. Yeah.
We were there for that. I witnessed that. All right. She's great. She's not the artist of the year in 2025. What are we doing? And then video of the year is one of like the last awards. This is where I think you run into problems. Video of the year's last. What do you think the video of the year was?
I don't know. What was it?
Ariana Grande won it for some song, whatever. And similarly, Ariana Grande is great, right? Everybody loves her.
Yeah.
But just out of boredom, I was like, I don't think I've ever even seen this video.
I don't think I've seen it either.
Okay.
Brighter Days Ahead. I don't think I've seen. I know the song. I don't think I've seen the video.
So as of last night when I was looking at this, that was nominated for Video of the Year. It had 8.9 million views on YouTube. Also nominated for Video of the Year last night. Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. 392 million views on YouTube. It has roughly 380 million more views on YouTube. But the other one is the Video of the Year. What are we doing? This is exactly why Kanye jumped on stage that time.
Oh, no.
Like, that was ridiculous and outrageous and historic and a moment that will be whatever forever. And he was out of line, clearly, if only because it's a 19-year-old woman on stage trying to celebrate a moment for her, and you should just let her have that moment, no matter what, period. But his sentiment was nothing to do with Taylor Swift. It was everything to do with Beyonce made one of the greatest videos of all time. How are you not giving Best Female Video to Beyonce? That's what that was about. And by the way, later in the night, guess who won Video of the Year? Beyonce. Just on a very basic level, this is the type of stuff that my autistic mind messes up too. I can't get it. How does Taylor Swift win Female Video of the Year, but then Beyonce win Video of the Year? If the person who wins Video of the Year is a female, that person should win Female Video of the Year. Like, at his core, the argument, Kanye's, was correct. Now, his other arguments, they get out of hand. But like that one, he was right. Still can't jump on stage, but he was right. And then I'm reminded of it last night. We're just giving the awards to the wrong people. And I'm confident I'm the only one who cares about this.
Yeah, I mean,
you're giving the awards to the wrong people.
You got to be able to do a compelling show, though, for network TV. Like, you can't just have a bunch of people winning awards and it's like, well, we'll accept this award on their behalf.
Well, then we got to figure out
how to get them there.
What's true? Is it true that they don't come because they know they're not winning, or do they not win because they're not coming?
I think for that one, it's the latter. I think they don't win because they're not going to show up for it, and we've got to put on a good show because this isn't the Grammys, it's the VMAs. So, like, I would assume that, like, the Grammys, you got to be a little more. You got to be a little more. What am I like? Correct about this kind of stuff.
And this is just like the
Grammy. The stakes are a little bit higher with the Grammys than the VMAs.
So what you're suggesting is there's some people sitting in a boardroom at MTV, and they say, "Who cares if the bald guy, who's nearly 50, thinks we're giving the awards to the wrong people? We need to give the awards to people who are going to be here because we're putting on a television show."
Yes,
that's probably right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, and then I'll just shut up then.
It was a fun show, though. I liked it. I saw the Apatopatis song won Song of the Year. That song's gone triple platinum in my household. I know every word. And I'm surprised K-pop Demon Hunter's getting love. That's okay. And then I thought the Ozzy thing was cool.
The Ozzy thing was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. But I already saw it because I got the pay-per-view for the big.
We know you got the pay-per-view.
I basically saw that. Yeah.
Steven Tyler, what'd you think?
Dude, impressive.
He's doing the best he can.
No, I thought he was impressive. He can still hit the screech.
Not quite.
Okay, but he is older as well. I got you. Want me to Google his age real quick because I bet it's 70s as well.
Oh, he's up there pretty good.
Yeah, and I thought he did good. I also just love that he's like kind of become one of these faces of showing love to 77. Wow, he looks damn good for 77.
I would love to be alive when I'm 77.
Man,
I would love to be Steven Tyler when I'm 77.
No, he's kind of become like one of the like leaders of this remembering Ozzy, and I really like that and appreciate that because he's a big, he's a legendary rock star in his own right. So I thought that was I think it's kind of cool that he's been doing this.
It was nice to see Steven Tyler back on MTV. They were like Aerosmith, like that helped. Aerosmith was going to be Aerosmith no matter what. But they like hit when videos were a big deal.
Yeah, man.
And
they like were one of the original MTV bands. That's true.
They were like very big on MTV.
Yeah.
Very big on MTV. Put his daughter in the video.
Yep.
Very big on MTV. So it's nice to have Steven Tyler back. Big Glow was there.
Big Glow was there. That was
cool. She performed. She introduced. She was great. She's a star. She was sitting next to Yo Gotti.
She ain't too good for the VMAs.
No.
Mm-mm.
She's a star. She's great. She's great every time.
Yep.
She always like knocks everything out of the park.
Yep.
So it was wonderful. I'm not saying you can't. It's not subjective. That reasonable minds can't disagree on who's supposed to be winning awards. But when the wrong people are obviously winning the awards, Benedict.
You're hung up on this.
I get hung up on it.
We're just trying to put on a good show. We're trying to compete with Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
I understand.
What we need people there singing the songs on stage, accepting the awards.
Well, it does make you wonder, like, should you even be doing this big show opposite Sunday Night Football Week 1?
Dude,
would this be better to throw on a Wednesday night
or tomorrow night?
Well, you still got Monday Night Football.
Tomorrow night,
Tuesday night. You know they're moving Raw, maybe not tonight, but in coming weeks, they're going to start Raw an hour early to try to get a little bit out of
with football.
To get a little bit out of the. You will be watching Raw in the coming weeks start at, I believe, 6 o'clock Central.
Yeah.
And the reason is because they're just trying to get a little bit out of the football window.
Yeah, man. I don't understand because there's and we've talked about this with other things like WNBA, but it also goes with award shows and big events, things like that. And I know that there's smarter people that are making these decisions. I totally get all that. But I cannot tell you how many Tuesday, Wednesday nights I've been sitting around thinking, I wish something awesome was on right now. Like Monday Night Football was great. Can't wait for Thursday Night Football. We got games all weekend, big events, stuff. I just don't understand why these television networks don't use those dates more. Like
I'm confident that they know what they're doing.
For sure.
Okay, but like just from my own personal selfishness, I'm with you. Like, I'm confident the network people would be like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
We had a late afternoon NFL window that led right into a big live award show. We went straight from, was it Packers Lions?
Well, now that's a good point.
Straight into the VMAs, and we're going to get a nice number. And it was never...
Regardless of what we're going up against, yeah.
We'll do a better number coming out of Lions Packers on Sunday night opposite Sunday Night Football than we would if we just did it on a random Tuesday or Wednesday without the NFL lead in. So shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm confident there's some...
I can accept that.
But for my own personal, like, I like to have something to just put on TV every night when we're there. We've reached a point in our lives where we're like never at home at night. It's football practice, baseball practice, and something practice every night. But when I'm home, I like to just have something to have on the television that keeps me interested as I'm walking throughout the house and doing the other stuff that I'm doing. It's typically a Mets game, but there are nights when the Mets aren't playing at night, and I'm like, well, what are we going to put on the TV tonight? And, you look for those things. And it would be like, I have that with Sunday Night Football. I don't need another one of those things. I got Sunday Night Football. I'd like to have a nice award show on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, and I mean, that,
selfishly.
I know that obviously, ratings is number one priority, but also social buzz has become a big thing and a big part of this, and networks have learned how to kind of sell that. I don't know. Like if
how about this?
If it's on a Tuesday night, we're all sitting around talking about it online.
Okay, I was monitoring Twitter last night.
Yeah,
and I felt like I was the only one watching
it. Right, I completely agree.
I mean, I felt like I was I didn't see anybody else tweeting about it.
Yeah, if it's on a
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
notice, I did not tweet a word about it.
Right, if it's on a Tuesday night, everybody's talking about it online.
I don't know.
I think so.
I could just be like the only person my age watching this. Right?
Right. Maybe the VMAs are dead. They're not dead. They put them on CBS.
I mean, but like maybe I'm the only person but I didn't see other people. Like Glow had a University of Memphis chain that was awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I didn't care enough to like pause it and rewind it and take a picture. And
oh, you should have.
I'm just not.
That could have gone viral.
I was like, people will like this, but I was like, I ain't gonna be the one to go through all the trouble. But I was like, surely somebody else will go through all the trouble, and then I can just steal their photo.
Yeah.
And like as of last night when I was looking, like nobody cared. It felt like nobody was watching except for me.
I was there.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I was there with you.
I wish you'd have texted me or something.
I know. I should have.
You should have texted something.
Well, that was I was scared nobody else was watching it too.
It was us.
So I was like, I'm just going to leave it alone.
What if you and I were the only people watching the VMAs last night? We'll get the numbers. I bet it wasn't just us.
I bet it wasn't just us.
But it felt like it on some level.
Right.
Anyway, I had a good time.
Me too.
I guess. I don't know. Be back with GP's Carryout.
Why are you dressed like that, CJ? What the hell is wrong with you?
CJ, can you do some high knees?
Is that a towel he has tucked in his shorts? Why are we allowing this?
It's a towel.
Why are we allowing this?
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
Well, really just, I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Well, over at CBSSports.com, they have updated their college football rankings 1 through 136. Every Monday, they rank all 136 college football teams that play in the division we care about. It should be unsurprising to you that number one, as of this morning, is your Ohio State Buckeyes, followed by LSU, Penn State, Miami, and Oregon. Where do you think the Tigers, the 2-0 Memphis Tigers, are?
I'm going to say we're sitting comfortably at number 32.
Man, I wish you were right.
35.
62.
62?
I find it disrespectful just as much as you do.
Wait, I thought we were like in the 30s last week.
Massey Ratings has us in that range. This is CBS Sports.
That's come on. That's a big differential there.
Dropped 8 spots after beating Georgia State by 22 on the road. I need to get into Slack and talk to somebody over there.
Well, it wasn't.
To be clear, I have nothing to do with the college football side of things at CBS Sports.
Yeah, I got you.
But I know people who do.
Can you just let them know what the Massey rating said last week? I mean, come on, man.
I need somebody to explain to me how you can go to Atlanta, smack Georgia State around, not only win, but cover, improve to 2-0, and drop 8 spots down to 62.
Can you tell those guys it's hard to win on the road?
I guess they don't understand what it's like to go win on the road.
It's hard to win on the road. That's what they've always said for the history of college football. It's hard to win on the road.
That's what people say.
Yeah.
Hard for most people.
Yeah.
Not hard for the Tigers.
No.
They went down to Atlanta.
It was a little sketchy in that first half.
Smacked them around. Took the lead at the end of the half and then just smacked them around the rest of the way. Drop 8 spots. Since when do you drop 8 spots for smacking somebody around on the road? Bennett, what do you think about that?
Now, David Cobb has hopped in the chat, and he says that he only ranks the top 30 in the collective 136 ranking each
week. Well, then who is
he,
responsible for the rest of this nonsense?
David Cobb says he would have Memphis in the 30s, just to be crystal clear. I think y'all need to have a meeting.
We might need to get, God knows we have.
Go ahead and schedule that calendar invite.
God knows we've had Zoom calls for less. Okay? We've had Zoom calls for less important stuff than this. I promise you. I'm not going to hold David Cobb responsible. But somebody's responsible.
Uh-huh.
Somebody is responsible for putting Memphis down at number 62.
Disrespectful.
And just as soon as this show's over, if I don't forget, I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. By the way, we didn't even mention USF's at Miami this week.
Go win again.
Yeah. It's a massive game. Yeah, go win again.
We want USF just to win all the games.
Yep.
Win all the games and then come in here in October, get smacked around like Georgia State.
That's right.
I'm not going to hold David Cobb responsible, but I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Okay, good. Do some digging, yeah.
What's today's biggest game?
I'm taking you to Monday Night Football.
All right.
It's the Vikings and the Bears. Didn't we used to do double headers?
We did.
That's how we got our fella that one time.
Wait.
Oh, buddy.
Why did we quit doing double headers?
I don't think we quit for good, but we're not doing one this week.
I liked those. I liked kicking off the season with a Monday night doubleheader.
I don't like
I liked that.
I don't like it. It's too much going on.
Man, like there ain't, and I know that it's different now, but like there was nothing like Raiders Broncos on a baseball field to start the season. That was a blast. I miss that.
I like one. Maybe I'm a traditionalist, but I like it's Monday night. I want one
you
football
just want
game.
One?
I want us all to be paying attention to the same singular football game.
Okay.
I don't need to have options on my Monday night, so I like this. It's the Vikings and the Bears. Vikings are 1.5-point favorites. The total's 43.5. 7:15 kick. It's on ABC or ESPN. How you going to act?
Man, got the win on Friday. Had the Chargers.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, had the Chargers. This one's tough. I mean, people are excited about, the Bears. They got a new regime in there. Like, they hope that it's going to elevate Caleb Williams to take that next step after a disappointing rookie season. We'll see what J.J. McCarthy looks like. I know it's not technically his debut, but it's kind of his debut.
A lot of pressure on that young man.
I'm gonna go Vikings. I mean, come on, it's the Bears. I gotta see it to believe it.
Bennett said he's not trusting the Bears till he sees it.
I could be completely wrong there, but there is.
Of course you could. You often are.
There is literally nothing for me to point to say, oh, the Bears, of course. I have some strong conviction. Now I'll just go Vikings.
He said he's going to lay 1.5 with the Vikings on the road. It is Vikings at Bears, Soldier Field, 7:15 kick on ABC or ESPN.
What are we watching on TV?
Guess we got Raw on Netflix tonight.
Okay.
Normal 7 o'clock start. We're live from Fiserv Forum, home of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, yeah. He does play Fiserv.
Yeah, he does. So does his brother, too. See it
Oh, yeah,
last
he's
week.
back. Yeah.
You got him back. That's one way to...
good.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how you keep your guy happy.
Yeah, either that or give him a $28 million no-show job.
Oh, yeah.
You could do that, or you could
do
just
that.
Or you could just hire his brother. Either one. Did you see, I guess it was on one of the football shows this weekend, Tyrese Halliburton was on set.
He's so good.
He is good.
He is funny.
He's funny.
Yeah.
He's like good. They asked him about like, so what do you think about Kawhi Leonard's $28 million no-show job? He's like, tell him to find me. I'll take one of those. I did see, just to circle back to that story, like Kawhi's shoe deal is less than that deal. So if you were ever going to hire Kawhi Leonard to endorse anything, it would be a shoe, a basketball shoe, like a shoe brand, an apparel brand. And he has that contract, and it's not even for as many millions of dollars as the tree planting contract that he did nothing for. So it's outrageous. It's as it appears. Normal start time tonight.
Okay.
Raw on Netflix. AJ Lee's back.
I saw that.
Do you care? Does that
well,
move?
I didn't. I wasn't. That was kind of cool. I didn't really watch as much when she was like.
That's the thing. I don't know nothing about
in her prime.
I don't
WWE.
know nothing about nothing.
Yeah. Are her and CM Punk boyfriend girlfriend? Like,
I think husband and wife is what I was told.
Are they husband and wife?
I think they.
They're doing it.
I think they do it. Yeah, I think they do it.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like for the show or what.
No, I think they do it in real life.
Cool. That's awesome.
I believe they've had intercourse.
That's awesome.
I think
great.
I think they've slept with each other.
Congrats to them.
You know what? For real, congrats to them.
Congratulations.
You know?
No, that was kind of fun though. I enjoyed I like the pop. I love a pop.
I love a pop.
I love a good pop.
It's
and
like when
they got
things like this happen, they don't resonate with me because I don't have any context for it. I was out the game when AJ Lee was rocking and rolling once upon a time.
They are married. Nick said they're married.
Yeah. Good for them. So they're doing it officially in God's eyes.
Oh, that's good.
It's official in God's eyes, as opposed to, they could be out there sinning.
Yeah, they could be living in sin.
They could be living in sin, but they don't appear to be living.
We've all done it.
They don't appear to be living in sin. They appear to be doing it officially in God's eyes. So good for them. So stuff like this happens. I was just out the game. So they're like, AJ Lee is back. And I'm like, who is that? I don't know nothing about her. I'd never even seen that woman before the other night. But then I started reading a little bit, and people seem happy about it. Some will be happy with them.
I'm happy too.
Yeah, I don't know what it means for tonight, but AJ Lee is back. That's your big wrestling headline. Yeah, good for her.
What's the best thing we've read?
Well, over at CBS, let's go back. Let's try again. Over at CBSSports.com, Matt Snyder got his baseball power rankings. Hope these are a little more reliable than. Let me see where they got the Mets. They got the Mets down at 62. I'm going to be tearing up slack as soon as this show's over. The Mets are down to number 9. They stink.
Top 10.
Top 10. But
not bad.
I thought they were going to win the NL East at one point.
Who's number 1? I'm going to say number 1 is probably, it's just safe to say the Dodgers. Although, no, they haven't. The Brewers. Yeah.
Milwaukee Brewers, 89-55, best record in baseball. Brewers number 1 in the power rankings, followed by the Phillies, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Tigers. The Dodgers are down to 7. The Mets are down to 9. Your Baltimore Orioles, if you care, are at 21. The Braves are at 25. Dead last, no surprise, it's the Colorado Rockies.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow will be Tuesday. We'll be looking back at this singular Monday night football game. See if Bennett can keep his little winning streak going. You got you a Friday night win by doubting
I don't feel
Patrick
good about
Mahomes.
this one.
Now you put your trust in the Road Vikings.
Yeah.
You put your trust in the Road Vikings.
Bears could. This could be the Bears could turn this around. I feel like I might be too late on this. Like, I feel like maybe there's going to be some good vibes for them, but I'm going to, until I see it.
Bennett says
they always find a way to lose.
Bennett said he's going to continue to take a wait-and-see approach with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we'll see. We'll see tonight.
Cool.
Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll enjoy mine. Meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.